Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to be talking about free agency. I'm going to be breaking down some stuff that I found pretty interesting that Josh McDaniels said, and then near the end of today's show, we're also going to be breaking down some more information. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Raiders Report is now also available on Locals. I'm trying to build a awesome Raiders community over there, so please go ahead and join us. If you're wondering, Mitch, why would I go ahead and do this? You're going to get more content, exclusive videos, and in fact, I'm going to be dropping an NFL Combine video tomorrow on Locals. It's going to be interesting, so please go ahead, join us, RaidersReport.locals.com. In fact, the next person that becomes a yearly supporter gets to make an intro video on our Raiders YouTube channel over here. Let's first talk about the story here. It's around DJ Chark, and there was a report that came out that the Raiders have significant interest in signing Chark. Apparently, Las Vegas is preparing to make an offer for him once the whole new league year starts, once NFL tampering, all that kind of good stuff happens. In terms of Chark, he suffered a fractured ankle in Week 4 for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've always been a big fan of DJ. You guys probably know where I'm going to go on this one, but I wouldn't be doing my job here, and the Raiders Report is built on giving the nation a voice. So should the Raiders go out and sign DJ Chark, I want you to go ahead and type Y for yes, or I want you to scroll on down in the comments section and type N for no. I mean, come on, guys. Yes, duh, you knew my answer already. I've been pounding on the table for a very long time that the Raiders should have interest in going out and getting Chark. He's a field stretcher. He ran a 4.3 440 at 6'3", 200 pounds, and the past receivers that have come out of LSU, I think we'd all agree that they've been pretty damn good. The only reason why DJ's not putting up bigger numbers is because look at the quarterback play. Look at the talent around him in Jacksonville. And I just want to make this note that I have been the DJ Chark fan club founder for Raider Nation. Months ago, I was saying, watch out for DJ Chark. Watch out. And now all these people are like, oh, this is a good idea. This is why you should watch the Raiders Report. I'm telling y'all, the Raiders are interested in Chark, and it's about damn time that they start listening to me. So when you look at Chark's career stats, he came in 2018, he had 14 grabs, 174 yards, no touchdowns. But in 2019 and 2020, these are the years that I really want you guys to look at, because for him to put up 73 catches, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns in 2019 with that Jags offense, it's very impressive. In 2020, 53 for 706, 5 touchdowns. Last season, in only 4 games, 7 grabs, 154 yards, and 2 touchdowns. All I know is this: the Raiders need a field stretcher. They need somebody who they can rely on. If Chark is 100% healthy, and I don't even think he's 25 years old yet, this is what you're looking for. I'm not saying he's going to be able to put up the exact numbers that somebody like, I don't know, Nelson Aguilar put up, but you know what? If we go out and get him, I would be hella interested. So what I saw from PFF is they threw out this idea of Chark's projected contract. They think that he could get 3 years. Spotrac also threw out 4 years, and both of them were around $12 million a year. Guaranteed money was $22 million, and then total was $36 million for DJ Chark. Personally, I think this would be halfway decent value for him. I had the number around 10, 11, 12, and that's if he were to go ahead and sign a 3-4 year type of deal. When I saw 12, 13 million, I was thinking that more on a 1 year prove it deal, and if I was Chark, I would try to take a 1 year prove it deal with the Las Vegas Raiders, because Derek Carr has shown that if you're a receiver who people maybe are coming off an injury, or people are like, this guy, he's just not the guy, I honestly believe that if Chark went to this offense right away, he could have himself a pretty good season. In terms of who are some of the receivers that the Raiders have their eyes on, here's my top 5 list. And when you got Davante Adams, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, those are the top 3 receivers in free agency as it stands right now. But let's just say the Raiders don't have enough money to go out and get all those guys, because Adams is going to cost like $30 million a year. Chris Godwin and Allen Robinson, they're probably going to be around $20 million a year. But then there's 2 other receivers that I have being the most bang for your buck, since it sounds like Michael Gallup is going to be going back to the Dallas Cowboys. It's DJ Chark and Christian Kirk, both receivers. I think you could be in the 10, 11, 12, $13 million a year range for. And if you're looking for somebody that's in that fixture, who would you rather have? Would you rather have DJ Chark? I want you to go ahead and type DC. If you'd rather go out and get Christian Kirk, I want you to go ahead and type CK. I mean, if I got $25 million to spend and I can get both of these guys, It's also a pretty good answer. Now, the Raiders Report, y'all, is on locals, and I'm really excited about this. I've been grinding for about 4 years here at Chat Sports to have a time in my life where I only make Raiders content, and we are this close. Now, I do want to give a special shout-out to already our local supporters that have signed up for a year. And remember, when you sign up for a year, you get 2 months for free. So shout-out to Husker Raider, Real 24, John Butson, Blindshide 2198, Chuggin' Jimmy, Dan King 13, Lords Lyrics, Gregory 80, and then Bako Shark 1990. As you can see, who will be next? We have one more spot available. And when I say one more spot, I said the first 10 annual supporters, you get to do a Raiders Report intro video. So you literally get to start the show off here on YouTube, be like, Raider Nation, what's going on? It's, I don't know, Chuggin' Jimmy, chugs a beer, and coming up here on the Raiders Report is XYZ. That's what you're going to get. And then the first 100 annual supporters, you're also going to get a Raiders Report Founders t-shirt. Why should you come to locals? You're going to get more exclusive weekly live streams. So I'm going to do more live shows. You're going to get to pick my content, whether it's around free agency, this or that. Early access to videos. You're going to get edit or end screen credit. And then at the end of the day, you're going to get to know me better. Like for this example. Tomorrow, my Monday consists of me doing my own NFL Combine. I'm going to weigh in height. We're going to get the weight in terms of pounds, my 40 time, my vertical, my broad jump, how many times I can bench 225 pounds. If you want to see that kind of stuff, you have to join us at RaidersReport.locals.com. We're going to have a lot of fun over there. That's all I can guarantee, y'all. So now coming up here on the Raiders Report, I should also mention those links in the comment section and in the description as well. So also now coming up here, we're going to get into Josh McDaniels' draft strategy. I saw a few really cool quotes out there from the new Raiders head coach, and I was like, all right, let me try to take away some things from this. So the first takeaway I had, the Raiders are going to look to go best player available. You hear that in the background? Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, thank the Lord, because John Gruden, Mike Mayock, they were the captains of, we have a need, let's just reach up into the draft and go out and get somebody. Here's what Josh McDaniels had to say on the Raiders draft strategy. We're going to try and improve the team, and I think when you start doing position of need, you tend to start skipping over players that really might be better players. So I think the right thing to do in almost every situation is to draft players that make your football team as much improved as you can. So whatever the position is, we hope it does improve the Raiders significantly. And over time, if we make a strength stronger, that's fine. Then we've got to find a way to try to add to a place of weakness. If it fits perfectly where we need it and it's the best player, then so be it, and we'll try to take him too. So I don't know about y'all, I was really excited to see this. However, I know that there's different opinions on, do you take the best player available or do you take the biggest team need? As it stands right now, the Raiders' biggest team need is probably right tackle. If Trevor Penning's on the board, I'll consider it. If Trevor Penning's off the board, then if you got to go ahead and reach on a right tackle, that could concern me. I also told y'all Jordan Davis is going to be that dude. Jordan Davis is that dude. He might not even be there at pick 22. But how should the Raiders draft? Type BA for best available or type TN for team need? The Raiders need to go best available. Why? It's failed them in the past, and I understand that you brought in a new regime, but I get the fact that the Raiders were 10-7. I get the fact that they were a playoff team. But this team does have a lot of holes to be able to fill on the offensive side of the football and the defensive side of the football. To only go best available, or to go by biggest team need, which is why they need to go best available. Let's go to the second one here. It's game tape over scouting workout. I get it. We watch these NFL scouting combines. Somebody runs an amazing 40 time. People are like, oh my goodness, we got to go ahead and do this. People overreact to the NFL scouting combine. What I loved is this. Josh McDaniels said that they're going to look at their game tape. They're going to put that above the scouting workout, and then if their tape matches the workout, then that's going to be even better. Here's exactly what McDaniels had to say on basically overhyping the combine. I usually rely on what I see on tape more than what I do just on the workout for 20 to 25 minutes. I think you can get caught in that a little bit. There's always going to be players that test really well, but what you want is the players that test well and it matches the film. That's what makes you feel good about it. And I totally agree. Love to see that from Josh McDaniels. Here's the final thing that I learned. You got to find players who buy into the system. And I know a lot of times we'd use the terms like Gruden grinder. We'd use the words like versatility. I mean, the Patriot way, whether you want to say it or not, it did work out very well because they found guys that bought into the system and they worked better as a cohesive unit, as a team. Here's what McDaniels had to say on the draft strategy. We look for players that fit our overall philosophy, which is what we want in guys that work hard and love the game of football and are willing to do all the things necessary to improve themselves. These players are all young. They all need to get better. In order to do that, you're going to have to be willing to put in the time and the effort, the sweat, equity that's required in the National Football League to eventually get to the point where you're really a consistent contributor on a good football team. So what are your all thoughts on that? Like, what are your thoughts on all the quotes that you just saw from Josh McDaniels from the Combine? Personally, I liked what I heard. I understand McDaniels has always been a guy that says the right things, and then you got to go ahead and do it, right? Talk is cheap unless you back it up. But I did really like what I heard from Josh McDaniels. Now, not only, guys, are we on Locals, but we are also on Rumble as well, which I really like Rumbles because I can get crazy. I can go uncensored. So follow the Raiders Report on Rumble at rumble.com/Raiders Report. We are doing a friendly competition here at Chat Sports of which place can get the most. It's kind of like what we did with Newsbreak, if you will. So you're going to get sports, news, politics, tech, business, free and uncensored content. Please give us a follow. I'm trying to go Raiders only, so the more places you follow, the better chance I have of doing that. This link is also in the comments and in the description of today's video. Let's talk about Derek Carr because the trade rumors this weekend, they started picking up. And why? Because you're at the Combine and, you got this, that. Teams are out there saying, oh, Derek Carr is starting to have some trade rumors. Why? The Raiders have received calls from other teams. I know that the Commanders are calling literally everyone because they've literally come out and said that they've called multiple teams. Now, remember, McDaniels, he went ahead, I believe he was doing an interview with NFL Network, and he said, Carr will absolutely be the starter week 1. Technically he said David, but we'll give him a pass. He did say, though, Carr will absolutely be the starter week 1. So you're going to see Derek Carr trade rumors. You're going to see it, and it is my job to talk about it. In terms of which teams I think would be the most likely to go ahead and try to make a deal for Carr, the Washington Commanders are number 1. The Indianapolis Colts are 2. Steelers, I would say probably 3. Bucks, Saints, somewhere down there, 4 and 5. Now, the only reason why I'll sit up here and I'll still talk about it is because it is still important to educate yourself in terms of what a Derek Carr trade could look like. I get it. Josh McDaniels wants to keep DC, but if Washington is the most interested team, which I believe they truly are, and if they want to throw out 3, 4 first-round picks, you would be stupid to not accept that deal. So yes, you always have to weigh all your options. So since I believe that Washington is the most interested, with the connections there with Jack Del Rio, with them believing that they are a quarterback away from winning that division, I figured, you know what I would do? I'd cook up a fun little trade idea. I'm not saying that I would do this trade. I'm just saying this. If Washington threw this deal at you, would you accept it? I get it. McDaniels said Carr is going to be the week 1 starter, and I truly believe that. However, there has to come a point where you're like, all right, if this trade is offered to us, we will go ahead and accept it. So the Raiders, they get the 11 overall pick. They get a first-round pick next year, and then the third-round pick this year, 78 overall from Washington. So, guys, go ahead down in the comments section right now. Let me know who wins this trade. If you believe it's the Washington football team, I want you to go ahead and type WAS. If you think it's the Las Vegas Raiders, I want you to go ahead and type LV. Now, actually, I was getting ready to wrap up the show, but I am just now getting word from the Athletics' Vic Tafer that the Raiders are going to put Maxx Crosby ahead of Derek Carr in terms of who gets a contract extension first. In fact, the exact words that Tafer used is this. Hang on a second. Raiders start working on a new deal for Maxx Crosby while there's no rush on Derek Carr. So what I want you guys to do is remember, about a month ago, I made a video about Raiders contract extension candidates. I had Maxx Crosby at number 1, and here's what I believe he could end up getting. I believe he gets a 5-year contract extension, total of $105 million. That is going to be an average of $21 a year. Guaranteed money is $50 million. For those of you like, wow, that's a lot of money. Tafer himself said the starting number should be at $20 million for Frank Clark. When you consider the fact that a lot of these other guys, the highest paid edge rushers in the league, 21, 23 and a half, 25, usually you go ahead if you're a great player, you try to match these numbers. Now, the only reason why I'm not going to put Crosby above somebody like Khalil Mack is because sack numbers matter. And Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, TJ Watt, they go ahead and do that. And for for Maxx Crosby, I know for a fact he's told me he wants to be a Raider for life, and he might be willing to take a little bit of less money, maybe extra guarantees in order for that to happen. All I'm saying is this, though, a Maxx Crosby contract extension could be happening, and if it does, we're going to be going live. We're going to be breaking it all down, and if you made it this far in the video, remember, the next person that becomes a yearly supporter on Locals at RaidersReport.locals.com gets to do an intro Raiders Report video here on YouTube.